Yes, sir, Soup. Thanks for that.
Yes, I.
Yeah, Soup, man. So as we promised here, we do have a special guest in the studio, man. C.J. Thomas. There he is. C.J., wave to the crowd right now. You are live. The entire world is seeing you here, there, and everywhere.
It's always a pleasure.
Thanks for coming through. This is C.J. Thomas. He represents the Global Gospel Entertainment Network. How you doing tonight, man?
Bless.
Okay.
Give thanks to be here,
Okay.
It's been long coming, it is.
Yes. Thanks for coming through, man. I mean, just kind of being patient, and we're here now. So thanks for that, man. Global Gospel Entertainment Network, man. Just kind of, I guess, tell us a little bit about what it's about.
Well, Global Gospel Entertainment Network is a ministry on digital platforms, But we do the ministerial work just like a church would do.
Okay.
But we do more than just what a church would do. And particularly this ministry is very different. It's not based only on biblical teachings, but it's really based on a realistic outcome, you understand me? On the realities of life. So what we do is, as Global Gospel Entertainment Network, we embrace the views of human nature then. We embrace what each individual thoughts are. We don't try to challenge anybody or belittle anybody because they mightn't be at a certain status in their mental capacity. But what we do is we allow people to grow, and we willing to share whatever good we know to share, and whatever we know as truth, we willing to impart it upon who willing to listen, who willing to be able to use the things we would say and the things we would deliver to them and that type of stuff. So Global Gospel Entertainment Network is a ministry that does also concerts and events with big Grammy Award artists, and it's global. We do work all around the world. We don't just do work on any one place or any one island or any one country. And our whole goal and intention is really to bring a difference into ministry and to help spread ministry all through the universe. Youths are a very big targeting audience of ours because we understand the attack that youths are under and has been under for quite some centuries. And we find it to be a situation where God has blessed me personally as a young man to be able to relate to a lot of different situations and circumstances through the reality of my life, past and present and future to come, And I use all these challenges that I face as a way to improve this ministry, because then, as they would say, there's no better teacher than experience.
Yes.
So we could talk about a book all day, but if we can't talk about our own lives, then you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how it is. So basically for us it's like that. That is what Global Gospel Entertainment Network is really based on. To be relevant in what we do by our own experiences. We can tell you about what it is to suffer. We can tell you about what it is to go through people scandalizing your name. We could tell you what it is to go through being adopted. We could tell you what it is to go through living in a home. We could tell you what it is to go through having parents and being in an abusive house with an abusive father. We could tell you what it is to go through the indifference of having siblings where you are the only one that may not smoke, may not drink, may not be in so many different things. We could tell you it on all different sides of the coin because we've been there. Our life is that, and that is what it is we bring forward with no shame to it, because everything God give is for us to testify. You understand me? So good and bad that come it our way, there's something to gain in strength from both of them, Okay. But it's how you channel your mind and your energy towards the things that manifest itself towards you on a daily basis, So it's like that.
So how long has it been around? How long have you guys been doing this?
Global Gospel Entertainment Network was launched last year, April 30th, here in St. Croix, when we did the Donnie McClurkin concert, right?
Okay.
Before that, Global Gospel Entertainment Network has been in planning for some years. We've been working behind the scenes, myself personally, with people who have been doing events and event coordinators around the world who we allow and would come to us to book people like Kirk Franklin and book people like Donnie McClurkin and Yolanda Adams and Ty Trebet and all these different names. So behind the scene of things, we've been behind the scenes working with other people and their ministry. And as we did that, God gave us the vision to be able to start shaping our own ministry with all the experience, again, as I say, you know, that we gain from working with different people on different partnerships. So yeah.
So CJ, what made you decided to go into global gospel entertainment? What was the inspiration behind doing this?
Well, the inspiration behind Global Gospel Entertainment Network, honestly, is I've been through the secular world, must I say. I've been through the secular world, and through my life, God has taken me through it to meet with a lot of great people like Beanie Man and all these big names out of Jamaica. You could think about the same Idonia who's coming here soon, and all these people, they are my people, Popcorn and Gaza and all these guys. They've been my friends from day one, from a long time. But what happened is sometimes we want to go in a direction that we want to go, but then God doesn't want that for us. So then he put things in our way to prevent us from having any success in going to that direction, you know. So I am kind of like one that can testify in that aspect, where my life per se, I was into secular music. I write, sing music. I was involved in doing events and putting secular artists on big stages and all these different things. Anthony B. Sizzla Kalonji, all these big different names you could think about, Jack Cure, all these names. We do work with quite a lot of them in the past. But what happened is that after a period of time working in the secular world, God and I've been in a discussion in my meditation, where a time it just came to me that, yo, this is not where I want you to be, you know, because then we've been working through secular and we've been seeing like so many things going wrong, you know what I mean? And it's like, we always been leaders. Everything we do, we call shots, and people would always obey what it is we demand of them, you know. And we realize that this type of energy, this type of gift, this type of grace that God gives is not to be used here, you know what I mean, but to really take it and use it back for his kingdom. Because for me personally, one of the things I love to do is serve in ministry. I love to help people. Why? Because I needed help at a point in time, and I remember being in very desolate situations many times. I remember being challenged under spiritual warfare many times, and I remember nobody being there for me, like literally nobody but God, you know what I mean? So then when you are a child of God, it doesn't mean that you wouldn't end up in weird places or weird circumstances. It only means that you'd always hear the voice of God prevailing over everything. That's really what it means. So for me, it's like, I see people, they would always question my past, like, oh, how could he be a gospel and this, and how could he be involved in gospel when he used to do this, or he used to do that, or he know this one, or he always have pictures with that one. But the thing about it that they don't understand is God give all things. You understand me? Everywhere I've been is through the grace of God. You understand what I'm saying? And for me personally, my life became what it became as I answered the call that God gave unto me, which was for me to change my life around and not serve and use my gifts in the wrong field. And it happened to be that it took me a while, and then I answered the call. And when I did answer the call, my life just really changed, you know. My life changed. I mean, I know what it is to be on tour and away from my parents for 5 years, no Christmas. Imagine young me, you know what I mean? Away from your parents 5 years. Imagine I have no child, I have no wife, but at the same time, when you're doing God work and you're doing God ministry, it's put you into a place called the wilderness, where you very much challenged. A lot of people could talk about God, but they could only talk about God from quoting scriptures and Psalms. Me personally, I could tell you about God from my own perspective and experience of my life itself. I don't even need to go into the book to tell you the things I've seen. I just need to tell you what it is to sit accused behind a jail cell. I know what it is to be wrongfully accused and put behind a jail cell for something you never done, and nobody believes you. But at the ending of the day, you still have to serve God, and while you're in jail, you could change the lives of so many others. While you're there, you realize how many people needed to know God, and while you're there, you realize why God allowed this to happen to you.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't speak like that, but I could, and I'll boldly speak like that. You understand what I'm saying? So my entire life is what created this ministry, because I had to be able to say, okay, do I serve God when it's good, or do I serve God when it's bad? Quite a lot of people only know God when it's shining and it's bright and it's real nice. They could magnify his name whole day. But when it's really dark and dismal and lonely and it's really testing to them, you see a lot of people bow out. A lot of people tap out. You know, that's not what I'm saying. But for me, I've been through the worst and I still serve God. I've been through the worst and I still know who God is, and I still kept my focus, and I still told other people about it, and I still try to help as many as I can in this situation. Along the way, I had to forgive people who do this to me and could have caused my life to be in jeopardy.
Or in danger,
but
yeah.
all in itself, God again to give me the strength to do these things, you know. It's not easy to forgive your enemies. It's really not. You know what I mean? Especially when you see your life could have been swept away like that, and people laughing at you and people taking you for a joke. But then, look how great God is. Who have the last laugh? All when they thought it would have been all over and nothing wouldn't be happening. Look where is that now? We traveling the world. We doing God work still. We still telling people God is good. We still telling people God is great. We still holding strong. We still facing a lot of trials and tribulations. But we're not telling anybody that these things wouldn't come, because Jesus promised us that this is going to be the circumstance of serving him.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this, CJ. So, is the entertainment network associated with any specific church here in St. Croix, or is it?
Yes, it is. I go to Kingdom Citizen International. It's a new ministry on St. Croix. It is in the Reading Rainbow Church, in the Reading Rainbow School Auditorium, right? My pastor is called Pastor Herbert Granger, right? A lot of people should know him. And yeah, we fellowship there every Sunday. We have prayer meetings on Tuesdays. And we have Bible classes on Tuesdays also, kind of rotated stuff, you know, but all in itself, we go into many different churches beside our own too, like Speak the Word Ministries. I just came from there sometime last week, and they've been giving us a lot of support. One of the things we try not to be is denominational. We don't try to base our work on denomination, and that is one of the beautiful things that God blessed me with, that we able to be embraced by all the different denominations, you know. We have the Seventh-day Adventists, they stand by us. Dr. Tobias, he's with us and supporting us very much, you know what I mean? And we've been to a lot of Seventh-day churches and the leaders of these places, certain Baptist churches on the island, and a couple different denominations well, you know. But it's only because we understand God to be bigger than any religious group. That's really the fact of the matter. And this is what Global Gospel Entertainment Network is about, sharing the good news. The good news is referred to as the gospel, but the gospel is referred to as life and all thereof. That's why God said the earth is the fullness thereof. You understand me? Because the gospel is the reality of everything we see and everything to come and everything that has been passed and gone. You know what I mean? So the gospel is life. So when you look at it from that perspective, you see it more than just being a book or a Nancy story, you know. But we fellowship in anywhere the Spirit guides us to go, we go, because there are always, God work is endless, and God work has no limit to it. Nobody that serves God is supposed to have any criteria more than to serve God. You're not supposed to have a criteria to any particular pastor, and you're not supposed to have a criteria to any particular denomination. You're supposed to have a criteria to the Spirit and to God, because that's what you serve, that's who you serve. You understand what I'm saying? So for us, we go into any church that welcome us, and any church that God allow us to go, because people are always waiting to hear a new word, something that they may understood that, or may understand that they didn't understand before, because of how it was said in a different way. Not because it is something different. It's just the same thing that is being explained, but it was explained differently.
Differently, yeah.
So there and then somebody may grasp it differently, and they would be able to be in a different mindset for the ministry, you know what I mean? So for us, it's like that.
Okay. So when Donnie was here last year, you said that was your first concert?
Yes, that's when we launched the company officially on St. Croix.
Okay.
With Donnie McClurkin. That was the Mother's Day concert, Redemption, the concert to be exact.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was just like a total success.
Well, I would say it was a great success, but as everything else, we face our trials with it, you know. As everything else, we had to undergo sacrifices and so forth. Hence, I say the things I say earlier on, that people think it is a nice and easy walk in the park. It's never that. A lot of people need to really understand, when you serve God, you're always up against big walls, big giants, because the devil doesn't like nobody that serve God, especially if he wants you in his camp. You understand me? So when we did Donnie McClurkin, we faced rain and we faced a stage coming down and we faced having to change a location in the snap second. We had to face our own way of being integrity and showing our integrity by making sure that we don't change the date of the event and we don't delay the event because of these things. We had to show real showmanship and we had to show real workmanship all at the same time, and we had to show that we are believers in God, because what happened, we didn't even know it was about to happen, and it just happened like that.
Yeah.
And when it happened like that, it's either you tap out, as I say before, you understand me, or you strap up and decide, here what, you're a warrior, you're a soldier in Christ, through Christ all things you could do, and you're not going to let no devil get the best of you. So then we had to apply that to our own self. In a split second, we had to show that type of way of us, and we was glad to do it, because we know how many things on St. Croix people been told this is going to happen, and then they've been heard it been cancelled and all these different things. We know how many times people get their heart broken by having their hopes high, and we try to be a company where we don't want to put your hopes high and then your heart be broken, because when you serve God, again I say, you have to have a certain transparency about what you do. You know, and for Donnie McClurkin, these things was clearly demonstrated. For those who took it as nothing and they didn't really take the lesson that was to be learned by us through it that happened, I'm here to tell you that it was a real challenge for us and for St. Croix to really see the work of God, you know, because at the same time, how could a whole stage come down? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So much equipment got damaged. Financial discrepancies. Nobody knows, you know what I mean? People just talk and talk unnecessarily what they have no clue about to make confusion all over the world, you know what I mean? Because the devil always busy doing his work.
Yeah.
But us, however, we continue to be faithful in what we do, and we continue to look towards God for the answer all the time.
Okay.
And this is where pure worship comes in. Pure worship was supposed to be a product of last year, but God didn't want that. So now look at it. It's being a product of the new year. You understand what I'm saying?
So this is Pure Worship New Year special edition.
Yeah, and it's with Vishon Mitchell, you know. So people don't know. We go through a lot to do the things we do. It's not easy to get a Grammy Award, 5-time Stellar Award, BET artist to come here and to abide with the rules and regulations we set forth for them, and to try to be able to please even the people of the island that pay their money to get good ministry and pay their money to be in an environment that is going to teach them something purposeful. We hear a lot of different things when we look at social media. May not be directly to us, maybe indirectly we'd see something, but everything is a learning lesson. So when we hear people say things like why the church is charging this or why people is charging this for ministry, again, this is all tricks of Lucifer. Because you're going to pay $50 to go and see Barry Salmon sing, putting up a resistance. That can't help you. Honestly, how could it help you? You're going to pay $60 to see all these soca artists sing all these different things. That cannot help you. That's not nourishing to your soul in no which way. That causes you more disturbance in your life, in your spiritual and anything else. And you do it gladly because why? In your own selfish self, that's what you want. Nobody can tell you what to choose. You see what I'm saying? So when people see the church doing things and ministries doing things on a global level, they are not to be tempted by Lucifer to believe that somebody is trying to use this to make money. Because then all you need to do is apply to yourself now and realize promoters do secular stuff that does nothing for this island, that causes people to pick up guns, that causes people to lose their lives, that causes people to drink alcohol, that causes people to make wrong moves, and nobody has a problem with it. But then when people of God decide to do things for the kingdom of God, to try and uplift the standard of the thinking of the people of the island and around the world, then you hear people with outcries of negativity. Again, we understand it's spiritual warfare. So we don't have a problem with who have to voice the opinion. We cool with that. You understand what I'm saying? But what we want people to understand, why I came to this interview, is that You just have to take a time out and not be a follower and be a leader. And sit down within yourself and evaluate yourself like the Bible says. Because that's what we're here on the earth to do, not evaluate one another. We're here to evaluate ourselves. Once we could get ourselves correct, then we'd be correct with everything else around us. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when you hear things, not everything you jump on as a bandwagon. Sometimes you have to sit down and ask yourself questions. Pray about it. Ask God to guide you through it, because this island needs a lot of prayers, and nobody can deny that. It's a fact. You understand what I'm saying? This island have leaders that are confused, that are more deceitful than anything else. And 10,000 people may fear to say these things, but I say it boldly because it's facts. You understand me? There's a lot of underhand skullduggery going on in many corners of this island. A lot of people wouldn't say it because why? We fear the government, we fear this, we fear that. Happy New Year's. We're glad to hear that. But what I'm saying is, when you're in God, you can't have a fear for anything. You understand what I'm saying? What is to happen will happen, and it will happen regardless. That's life, and that's who God is. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? This island need a lot of prayers. This island need a lot of more positive things, because if there's little positivity, then we can't blame the youth for the negative things that they do. We can't blame the youth for the negative choices that they make. We can't blame the youth for the negative places that they go. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So as a company like Global Gospel Entertainment Network, we understand these little things, and we decide not to be a company that talk about greatness, but we do the work. We put the work in. We don't go to the government and beg them to come on board to do this and do that. And we don't go to Tom, Dick, and Harry to try to make them feel, well, if you don't come involved in God work, it wouldn't be done. Because when God give, he give everything. He give the full provision. That's the thing about God. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people sit down and they say they want to see change. But the change is within our own self. There's no change until we could change our own selves. Zero change. Forget it. Don't even think about change if you ain't begin to change within yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Me, as I say, my life has been rough. And everything I say is facts. If you go do history on me, you'd see it. I don't have no reason to sit here and tell fairy tales. I'm telling you it as it is. You understand what I'm saying? My life has been rough. But it's been rough with a purpose. And I never give up that purpose, because there are many, many, many things I've seen with my eyes that is disturbing. I've seen the rich have so much wealth and they do nothing with it, but have a good time. People hungry and nobody is buying food for the poor, and there's no programs in place to really help the poor. I see the system that people so love so much being used against them, and they being worshiping the system time and time again, because they believe to themselves that life is about dollars and cents. And they're not realizing that this system wasn't created to help anybody but itself and who's involved in it as the makers of the system. You understand what I'm saying? So, as Global Gospel Entertainment Network, our ministry is not just biblical. Our ministry is a holistic ministry and a universal ministry based on the criteria of life and life in itself. You understand what I'm saying? So we don't take nothing lightly. We don't take politics lightly. We don't take religion lightly. We don't take racism lightly. We don't take nothing lightly, because everything is a channel and an energy as to what ministry is. Mm-hmm. Ministry is not just going to church or listening to somebody preach a psalm or read a verse. Ministry is life. Ministry is when you wake up in the morning, what your decision is today. That is ministry. Mm-hmm. Ministry is everything that you do and will do. You understand me? That's ministry. So we, as Global Gospel Entertainment Network, we here to take away the limits of your mind on how you view ministry, how you view God, how you view being a servant of God, how you live your life on a daily basis, how you view the life that you're living. And for us, pure worship is all about these things too. You understand what I'm saying? We're here to tell you what pure worship is really about. It's not just about coming to an event and buying a ticket and seeing a great Grammy Award artist. It's not about that. It's way more. We have a lot of new artists that you're going to see coming on the event. We have Mia Bass, who, as I say, is going to the Apollo in a couple of weeks from now to represent St. Croix. Hold
on, CJ, but before you get into that, tell us some of the people that were at the Danny concert, some of the artists that performed there.
We had Anthony Ryan, for example. Mm-hmm. Right now, he's doing a lot of great things all over the world. after we made him the opening act for Donnie McClurkin, his career really took off. And this is the kind of work we're really about. We're really about stop the talk and get down to action. If somebody ring your phone and say, help me, we don't tell you we're going to help you because we want this or that out of you. We help you because we know what it is to suffer. We know what it is to want something more than anything else. We know what it is to be in a desperate situation. When this artist reached out to us, we decided, okay, we're going to make you the opening act for Donnie McClurkin. Do you understand what I'm saying? We was glad to do it because we saw his potential from the get-go. We had a lot of questions. Even my other business partner, he was like, CJ, you sure you want to put this guy on a gospel event? From what I hear, is a bunch of urban thing this guy is singing. You sure it's gospel he's singing? It don't sound like no worship. And I had to correct him and make him know, my brother, that is where you're being deceived. Gospel has nothing to do with whether it's urban or whether it's reggae or whether it's soca or whether it's chutney or whether it's pop or whether it's brass or whatever. Gospel is anything coming out that has to do with the word of God. Anthony Ryan sings that, even though he sings it in an urban and a youthful way. So I couldn't say to the artist, no, I wouldn't put you on redemption. I was glad because I know when anything we touch become gold. And we know when we do look back, we will be proud to see that the whole world is embracing him. Donnie had him in other things in New York. He was in other events in Miami. He been touring all since after he finished with us.
He was here, yeah.
You know, so, and he's coming, I think he's coming to this big event after our event. It's called the Fresh Oil Mega Worship. I think he's on that. That's with the Israel and New Breed. You understand me?
He's
so
back here in St. Croix?
Yeah, that's Victorious Believers having the Fresh Oil Mega Worship, Israel and New Breed stuff. Basically, Anthony Ryan, I think, is slated to be on that event as well, too, you know.
Okay.
So
We had him here in the studio too, you know that, CJ.
okay, so
Yeah.
you see. So again, it's about pureness. You understand me? We don't afraid to speak about anything. We happy to see anybody that do God work. We're glad that Israel is coming. We tell you support Israel and New Breed too. You know what I mean? We tell you support anything pertaining to God because more than ever, we are the reason for any issue this island have. And that's the facts about what we face on a day-to-day basis. We would quick to point fingers because that's human nature, point fingers and blame everybody. But we wouldn't realize that we play a major role in the problems that exist. So basically for us, we glad to be able to be a company of positivity. We're glad to be a company that can help young talent. We're glad to be able to guide youths in the right direction. We're glad to be on a forum and be on that platform and be gifted with the talent God gave us and the ability and the favor God gave us to be who we are. So all we here to really do is to help and assist as much as we can, guide as best as we can. And it starts with us. So we begin to prepare ourselves first before we could help anybody else. You understand what I'm saying? So basically, we want to see change. And the change we want to see, we want to be the demonstrators of it. So hence, we take this step out and begin to lead and set the direction that we want to see. Rather than sit down and say, this island is boring and and make a bunch of complaints and then we do nothing about it. And then what happens? It doesn't change.
Nothing changes, yeah.
So then what we do, we get up and we say, hey, what? We know this one would talk, that one would talk. Everybody be vexed. Who be vexed? Who will say whatever? This one would jealous, that one would jealous. The spirit of contention is many things. We have no problem with it because Lucifer have to do his work too. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we want to stay focused towards being a company of esteem, of goodness, towards the youths, towards elderly people, towards this island, because this island embraced Global Gospel Entertainment Network in such a great way. When people saw what took place for Donnie McClurkin, people thought it was impossible. People say Crucians don't come out in rain. 1,400 people showed up.
Yeah, the place was packed.
How was that possible?
Yeah.
In rain, in storm.
So this next event is called Pure Worship,
Yeah.
New Year's Special Edition. This is Saturday, February 11th at 2017.
Yeah.
Alfredo Andrews Elementary School Auditorium, featuring Vashawn Mitchell.
Yeah.
And Derek Tavernier.
Yeah.
Okay. And you were saying earlier that Derek Tavernier is from St. Thomas?
St. Thomas, yeah.
Okay.
Another artist again to reach out to us. trying to get his career right. You know what I mean? What do? We put you on a big poster with a BET Grammy Award act, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So we create what you call a portfolio for you that is international for nothing.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Who does that? You understand what I'm saying? Because we understand what it is to want something. We understand what it is to struggle. We understand what it is to have a dream. We understand that fully. And we embrace knowing when we wasn't where we are now and how we got here. You understand what I'm saying? And it reminds us every day, we are reminded of this journey every day. So it causes us to be who we are in being able to embrace people when they come to us. And Derek Tavernier is one of them. You know what I mean? How great he feels to know that Vision Mitchell is going to be tweeting a poster with your pic on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
You understand what I'm saying?
It's a good thing.
Your picture is going to be all over the world. People is going to be seeing you right now. Anybody that Google this event, it's on Google all over the world. Anybody anywhere around the world could figure out and get to know who is Derek Tavernier. You might have never heard his song nowhere before. He might sound strange in your ears, but here we help you to be able to be seen, to be appreciated, and be able to guide you right so that your career could bring glory to God.
Yeah.
We don't want nothing for it. We don't want you to call our name or anything. We already who we are, and God bless us to be that. Our favor is with God, and we give thanks for it. You understand what I'm saying? We have a lot of other artists like Jamie Arco, who's going to be on the event. She been on Dream Girls as well. A very fascinated young lady.
She's from here in St.
Yeah,
Croix?
yeah. Very
Okay.
fabulous young lady as well. And she's going to be on the event. And I'm telling you, she has a voice to cry for.
Okay.
When you hear Jamie Arco on February 11th, you'd remember CJ Thomas told you, you're in for something different.
Okay.
Then we have people like Together, a group from here, some young girls, sisters, who have a voice that sounds like Shelby 5.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? And when we hear them, we just couldn't believe that. Listen to me. People need to know this. These people sound like people out of New York City signed to some Motown Records or something, because these people are on top of their ministry, on top of what they do, and there's no forum to put them where they need to go, and we're trying to help as many as we can with the gift and with the ability God give us, and we give them the opportunity to really come out February 11th and represent St. Croix. You understand me? We're even going as far as to be paying all these different local acts, because we want to be able to allow them to know what it is to be contracted to do a performance be involved in things from a professional standpoint. So we're doing professional contracts with them, and we're paying them cash money for their services. And we're giving them the opportunity to know what it is, the professional way to walk the lines of being in ministry or being in entertainment in any which way. And we couldn't do it for Donnie McClurkin. And for those out there, whoever was a part and supposed to be a part and wasn't able to be seen in Donnie McClurkin, if you're honest enough, you'd know that it wasn't our fault for the things that transpired. We did our best. We had to make last-minute changes, and we couldn't do it. So a lot of people was really disgruntled by it. Nevertheless, we satisfied that God got the glory at the ending of it all, and we allow God to be God. However, now we make the change. We come forward and we understand. We didn't sleep on it. We know, okay, certain people didn't get the opportunity. We embrace you. We reach out to you. Either you say yes or you say no. You understand me? And we try to make wrong things right, because that's what it is about to serve God. Making wrong things right. It mightn't all happen overnight, but it could happen if you have the integrity within you to make it happen on a day-to-day basis, little by little. You understand what I'm saying? And for us, we've been on that road. For me personally, I've been on that road, faced with a lot of challenges, a lot of bashing at this side and this corner and every corner. But God kept me strong. I'm here still standing. A lot of people are amazed, like, wow, really? They're back again? Like, you know, but it's God. So we here and we're doing better. We're looking to do better. We're looking to do better with everything that we do. We're looking to make things right, whatever was wrong. You understand what I'm saying? So pure worship is about all these things. So it's not just a concert that we just put together to say, okay, let's do it again. But it has a lot of meaning to it. And again, we demonstrate what it is to walk with God through our own life.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's really what it is, you know. So Global Gospel Entertainment Network, we're glad to be founded here in St. Croix. We're glad that the people came out and represent with us on the first launch that we had with Donnie McClurkin. We was grateful for everything, even the rush, even everything that transpired on that night. It was awesome. When people left, they said to us, we enjoyed ourselves and definitely we need to do this again, you know. So we was happy that people left feeling that they were given what it is they paid for and more than what they were paid for, because Donnie came out and he did his best, you know.
Yeah.
He gave them all the music he could possibly bring for them to be able to listen to his ministry. He spoke to them, he guided them however he could, you know, and it was great. It was fantastic. So Pure Worship Vision is coming to do even greater things because he's excited about coming to St. Croix. As you can see, he's been tweeting on his Twitter about February 11th, you know.
Yeah,
He'll be doing a
excited.
lot more tweeting in this week and the next 3 weeks coming to the event, you know. So he's excited, and everybody we work with, they always like to work with us because we demonstrate that right way, you know. We demonstrate that right way with them, and we try to meet them halfway as best as possible. We try not to just be a company that make big demands and we're not ready to follow some, you know. We try to be even in what we do. So
Okay.
it's going to be great. Vishon Mitchell, Nobody Greater. You all know the songs. Turning Around for Me. You all know the songs. Joy. You all know My Worship is for Real. God, My God. Triumph. You all know. So many songs. He's coming and it's going to be great. His choir is going to be here. His band is going to be here. It's going to be very, 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 very spiritually amazing. February 11th, Alfredo Andrews. You know, get ready. It's Valentine's season as well too. So for people out there, this is a good initiative for Valentine's and a good place to be. Bring your loved ones out, you know. You will feel the love of God on that night for sure, you know. And you would be able to be in an environment where it's professional and the security is nice, air-conditioned place, a seating environment as well. We're not going to have much standing up in this event. It's going to be professionally done where people is going to be in their seats. We have a VIP settings for it as well too. We have a VIP all-inclusive package of $60 for the VIP. This includes coming to Palms at Pelican Cove on the Friday, 5 p.m. Right? We have the welcome for the VIP people at Palms at Pelican Cove, where you get to meet the artists, where you get to take pictures and all these different things, where you get to meet some of the very artists from right here in St. Croix, you know, who would be performing, where you get to meet the whole team that has been behind the scenes working on Pure Worship. Yeah, we have a very, very, very big settings of everything, you know. Vishon is going to be here. He's going to be there on that day, Friday, the 10th, remember that date. Palms at Pelican Cove.
Yeah.
It's going to be on Friday, 5 p.m. And then we have the morning for the executives, of course, because when we do what we do, we always involve all the different people that play a role in governance and power in whatever way. However, God bless them to be a main role model in whatever in the society. We have teachers coming through, we have lawyers, we have doctors, we have pastors, a lot of pastors coming through on the morning period on the Friday. We have a lot of senators coming through on the Friday morning as well too, to come and have prayer and welcome services with us as they cover the whole event, because every event we do, we always ask different pastors, different churches to cover it in prayer and to come and cover it with us, because we try to demonstrate the Spirit of God in everything we do. So we don't do it trying to do it in our own way. We don't do it for boasting rights. We don't do it for none of that. We try to always implement doing it the right way, involving as many of the ministers as we can, who would be there from different denominations, making them know that they need to separate their minds from denomination when it comes to God, and just see God as the whole picture and the whole mission. And when we come together, it's always something great. When we did it with Donnie, it was amazing. People came, and we had it at Buccaneer. It was so super. When they finished, it was really great. The only thing, Donnie wasn't there on time, so he wasn't involved, but we showed up and we made it great as if he was there. However, when he came in, we did it in the afternoon, so people got to see him in the afternoon when he came. So it was a big movie at that time in Buccaneer. Buccaneer was light up, a lot of cars coming through, a very, very hectic night, you know. People enjoyed it. So we know
Okay.
for Vision is going to be the same. We know a lot of people is going to be coming out to see him, and a lot of people is going to be coming out to meet with us. We open. Don't afraid to come and talk to me. I'm a cool guy, as you could see. You know, I'm always down to meet new people, you know. I'm always out to speak to somebody new, never know who is who, you know. So we give thanks for all the support, you know. We give thanks for the Perspective Talk Show, bringing us here, even though it was a long journey. But we here.
We here.
Praise God, you know. And we give thanks for the Perspective Talk Show for having us and really wanting to know more about what we do and always supporting us, liking our stuff on Facebook, sharing it. We really, really appreciate all the love, you know. So for the people out there, Global Gospel Entertainment Network, a lot of great things involved. I wouldn't even tell you all the kind of things we have in the pipeline, just sitting waiting. But we have a lot of great things in store. We have an empowerment youth program that is about to sweep this island. Remember, I tell you, you heard it first on the Perspective Talk Show. We have a youth program that is about to sweep St. Croix. Remember, I told you this. Young entrepreneurs. Remember, I told you this right here on the Perspective Talk Show. So when you start to hear your friends who go into all St. Croix Educational Complex, who in UVI and who go in all these secondary schools and St. Croix start to tell you they signed up for a program that has changed their life like never before. You remember, you heard it first on the Perspective Talk Show. Global Gospel Entertainment Network is going to be a movie. You all know how we do it, all right? So get ready. February 11, bring out your loved one, bring the kids out. Let's begin to demonstrate the right way of thinking, the right way of living. And let's stop speaking about God and not living God.
Yeah.
If we speak about God, we should live God. If we speak about God, it should be in our actions, in our spirit, in our every articulative move. God should be seen in that. And if we ain't doing that, the church can't help you. I tell you that straight up. I've been to every denomination you could possibly think of. I grew up in Catholic, and I could tell you facts. Church doesn't change your life. God changes your life. And if God can't change your life, no church can change your life. Forget that. Your pastor, waste of time.
All right, all right. CJ Thomas is in the studio tonight. He's with Global Gospel Entertainment Network. Got a big show coming up called Pure Worship.
Yeah, you can get tickets online. Our website, www.ggenusvi.org.
And this is the New Year's special edition. This is Saturday, February 11, 2017. Alfredo Andrews School Auditorium, featuring Vashawn Mitchell and Derek Tavernier. Early bird tickets are $35, more at the door. The website is www.ggenusvi.org. Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a big event, Soup.
Yes, sir.
And we want to thank you for coming through and just sharing about your event and also sharing.
Of course, it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure, you know.
Yeah.
Come out and see God work. See the magnificence of the Most High. You understand me? Check us out on Facebook. Just type Global Gospel Entertainment Network. We're on Facebook. Follow us on our page. Get down with us and see how we do things. And I'm telling you, you're going to be amazed. People say serving God is boring. Believe me, we make it look real good. And you're going to believe me when you join us and you get involved with us. Your life would never be the same.
Same again, right?
It would never be the same after that. Because I tell you from my own life.
Yeah.
My own life could tell you it. You understand me? I had it rough. I never had it no pretty, nice, smooth, paved $1 million family. No. I came from pure poverty. But I had the greatest thing with me from a little child till now, and that was God within my spirit, God within my daily living, God within my mind, God within my soul, God within my entire life. He took control. He took me off a path that I was going on, and he put me on a better road. And he never showed me it until I faithfully said to myself, I would just trust you. I didn't see all this. He didn't pull up a screen and say, let me show you it digitally. He just tell me, it's either you believe that I will do greater things for you than you could do for yourself and wait and see me do it, or you continue down your road and see where it takes you. Here I am today, traveling the world, meeting great people, people who people would die to meet and sit next to, calling my phones. You understand me? And we have a fabulous lifestyle. We don't get lost by it because God is the focus. You understand me? And we encourage people to know that serving God isn't boring. Serving God is the most exciting thing you could get down to do. Everything changes. Your love life changes. Your choice for ladies changes. Your choice for food changes. Your choice for everything changes. And when you serve God, it's only the best. It's only the best come your way. I tell you.
Right.
I am a living testimony to that.
Pure
You know,
Worship
so-
is coming February 11th, 2017, right here in St. Croix, Virgin Islands. Get your
Yes.
tickets early, $35 in advance, more at the door. www.ggенusvi.org.
You can get the tickets online, or you can get them at all the outlets on the island also. You can get them at One Love service stations, all One Love. You can get them at all Thomas Bakery. You can get them at Diamond Girls. You can get them at Jackie's Beauty Supplies, right? You can also get them at Armstrong Ice Cream. You can get them at Princess Hardware. They're everywhere. You can get them at Urban Threads. You can get them at Strictly the Best Clothing Store in Sunny Isle. You can get them at Royalty Barber Shop in this place. You all know where it is. Royalty Barber Shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get it there. You can get it at Speak the Word Ministries also. Yeah,
Okay.
you can go Speak the Word Ministries. They have tickets also.
Okay.
You know, so tickets are everywhere all around this island. You can get early bird tickets at $35. As you know, with Go By the Door is going to be more. We encourage people to get their tickets early so that it can be a much smooth going when you get by the gate. You don't have to be trying to purchase a ticket and all that stuff. And the VIP, you can also get that soon. It would be in stores. The VIP isn't in stores right now, but you can go online for it. You can go on our website, www.ggенusvi.org, and look for the ticket link that marked Ticket Gateway, and it will take you straight to where the tickets are, and you can purchase your ticket. So it's been
Okay.
great being here. We say thanks to everybody. We say let God change your life. We say lean not on your own understanding. We say help us share the good news and have a wonderful 2017. And let's live a different life, and we make the difference. And let's begin the difference in our own life, begin changing our own life, and see the change return to us. All right?
All right.
So bless. It's been great being here. One love.
All right, that's CJ Thomas, Global Gospel Entertainment Network. Thanks for coming through, man. Big show is coming up here, February 11th, Pure Worship at Alfredo Andrews School Auditorium. Soup, any final words, man?
Yes, CJ, I want to give you enough thanks. Continue the good works. I wish you that all success in your endeavors. And just keep your head up and continue pressing through.
Yes, yes. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. 1000%. Pure worship. Yeah? Bless. I
Jagade,
appreciate it.
Jagade, and One Perfect Love.
Of course, we all in it together, you know. We all in it together, you know.
Yes, sir.
Regardless to what color, what creed, we all in it together. And that's what people need to begin to realize. The journey of life is for every man. It's not for no one person. And it's harder when we separate ourselves. It's easier when we come together. That's the facts. You understand me? So,
All right,
it's been
man.
great being here. One love again, yeah?
Yeah, and we like to say one perfect love is our prayers and his blessings. When you put them all together, you get one perfect love, man.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, man. That's,
Of course.
So on
Let
that-
the goodness of God and the grace of the Most High be with each and every person. Let God cover the island and keep covering the island. Pray for one another. Forgive one another from their sins. And keep trusting in God and see where he take you. Your life would never be the same.
all right.
One love.
CJ Thomas has got the last word, man. So I just want to say real quick that this is the It's Your Perspective Talk Show every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. until. Our website is streaming live from thevi.com. Go on our website and check it out. Got another show lined up tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock. We'll see you then. We're out. Peace.